Alright, and we should be live. I'll be playing some Fallout 76 and, well, just having a conversation, shooting the shit and stuff like that. So if you're drawing a kobold and trying to figure out the helmet.
Well, I might have managed to do it. Although, now I'm just looking up a specific word. And apparently there exists a specific word for a specific type of anatomy.
I think that's the case with all anatomy. Seeing as doctors have their own bloody language.
Well, of course, but it's something along the lines of of the difference of horns and antlers. There's apparently a third category of similar things. I can't be sure.
Yeah, now I need to remember what I had found to everything, because it's a while since I've played this game. It's been an update. I'm gonna figure out what this update actually did to the game. Maybe I should actually put down the volume of the game a bit. Yeah.
Weird. Why in Oblivion do giraffes have horns?
I could not tell you. Maybe they're closely related to ungoloids or something? I don't know.
Well, still, it's weird the fact they got them. What do they use them for?
Digging through leaves, pushing them aside.
I mean, they can't sting people with it.
Yeah, and they kind of nubby things. And where to go? Where to go? I mean, I think I'm gonna do the whole find the signal repeater schematic and try to do that quest, although that was pretty high level. But there's a raider turf, so there's cool equipment there that I want to get. And how was my carry weight at? Carry 15 pounds more of equipment. It should be enough. Should be fine to tomahawk. And drop all the rotten food I'm carrying now. Because I can't see a reason to keep it. It annoys me a bit that that when you drop things, it's just a small bag. Like, there isn't physics for things you drop. It's all in small paper bags. I don't understand why they did it, because otherwise it would just be a nightmare for the physics engine.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, let me just drop 500 rolls of cheese. The server totally isn't going to crash because of that.
My question is, have anyone found the duplication glitch yet?
Yes, and the last update tried to fix a duplication glitch, so...
Okay, so that's a yes.
Yeah. Duplication did exist. And it will probably keep existing because...
Although I don't think there has existed a duplication glitch on quite the level as the one in Oblivion.
I never played that game, which is probably some sort of black mark on my gamer status card or something like that, but yeah, so...
It's just I've played it way too much.
Bloody mole rats. I hate tunneling creatures. They're just annoying because it's just an unrealistic teleportation ability. Why not just call it Shadow Step at that point? And, wow,
but the thing is that...
There we go.
What's the word? Of course I forgot the word.
Duplication glitch?
Oh yeah. The duplication glitch of Oblivion was so easy you could do it within an hour of starting the game.
Did it work on quest-related items or, like,
no, because you
things?
can't drop quest-related items.
Oh, alright.
It depends on dropping. And it was also so simple, it was very easy to do.
Duplicate all the skooma.
Yeah. I mean, an Oblivion skooma wasn't even considered an illegal item I know it isn't in Skyrim either. It's weird.
Well, fluff-wise, I'm pretty sure it is
Yeah,
supposed to be.
fluff-wise it is, but you can literally go to any apothecary and sell 1,000 bottles of skooma, and they would just go, "Well, you bought off my entire stock of gold. What now?"
Yeah. Also, I believe you don't need any perks to do that because it's considered a potion.
Yes, exactly.
So alchemists will literally always buy skooma.
Well, you can't buy it, but you can always sell it.
Yeah, no,
Buying it is
alchemists will always buy skooma.
Yeah, they will always buy it. Yeah, sorry.
It's just what's the? It's just a misunderstanding of who's doing what, and it's fairly common. Like if you miss a single word in a sentence, then the subject or actor can be changed dramatically.
Yeah, I found fronts.
That's what cobalt horns are called, right?
Apparently. I'll need to take a look at it. Apparently, you just pretty much made it up because it's kind of a leaf thingy board.
A leaf? I thought it was a horn.
Fronts on cartilage. So basically, fronts are antlers.
Very small and nubby ones.
Yeah. According to his definition.
Well, since I'm pretty sure nobody has really dissected a cobalt to find out exactly how it works, I think you can pretty much do whatever. Last words.
Yeah, mostly on account of kobolds being fictional.
Okay, I just saw a Scorch dude get into position while laying down and sort of like trying to hide amongst a whole bunch of corpses. That did not end well for him.
Yeah.
Oh, no, another one.
Although I always found peculiar for people with guns,
Oh, that's it.
kind of.
Damn. There was just a Scorch that survived a headshot. And oh boy, I did not realize I had this little health left. I might be in trouble. They still haven't fixed the glitch of scorched weapons just not lining up properly. Oh, Death from Above. I just remember what that quest was because I just saw what the quest text was. Time to nuke touchdown. 2 minutes. Alright, I'm not in the blast zone. So, I don't have to worry. I've actually reached the point now where I don't really have to pick up weapons because I have most of the weapon mods unlocked.
Hey.
Yeah, well, at least the weapon mods for the weapons that I use.
I mean, don't Fallout 76 also break that tradition with allowing you to loot everything?
Yeah, you can loot outfits, which is annoying, but you can loot weapons. Although I don't think they always line up with what weapon the Scorched were carrying, which is a bit annoying.
Mission. This faster.
But yeah, you can also only loot a enemy that's been killed if you dealt damage to it. And I don't know if loot is shared between those things that more than one person has attacked. Because, well, I haven't had a second person that I can confirm with, so yeah.
Well, I'm pretty certain if we go by how the rest of the game functions, it's fairly. It'll simply be, what's the word? Simply be everyone gets an item on their own.
Yeah, probably. Since it does seem to be generated once you look at a thing, because there's a small set of arrows kind of rotating around. I'm not gonna bother killing that guy. I just want to get up to that quest.
Pretty certain that every bit of loot will be generated for the individual picking it up, meaning that if I help you kill a monster and you start looting it, I will get pretty much the same loot.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that system or not.
I mean, at least I think it's likely to be so amid strangers. As when you kill a creature and a stranger looks at it.
Yeah.
If he has also hurt the creature.
Alright. Nuke is hit. I don't actually know where it hit, but I can definitely hear it. I'm actually a bit surprised that my Geiger counter isn't going crazy right now, because it really should.
Why?
A nuke just went off within probably like, I don't know, a couple of kilometers away from my position, so...
You know, MacGuffin.
It was a very clean nuke.
Yeah, you know, as we talked about yesterday, I still think the nuke is pretty much the most MacGuffin thing in...
Didn't you say radiation was the most MacGuffin-y thing?
Yeah, by extension nukes.
Yeah, I suppose.
Because nukes are said to be using radiation or something.
I wonder what would happen if you stood right outside of the blast radius of a nuke in this game when it hits. That's something that I kind of want to test. Also, dying actually isn't that big of a deal in this game. Because all that you do is you drop all your junk, which is bad. But then you respawn at your camp, I believe, or the vaults, which, sure, puts you back quite a bit. You potentially have a long walk to get back to your stuff. But if you don't pick up that much junk and don't loot that much, it's not that bad, because you also lose a bit of radiation from it. To prevent you from dying from radiation, and then just you respawn and you still have max radiation and just dying immediately. Oh, that's creepy. Mannequin standing in the road.
That would be a sucky loop to be stuck in.
Yeah. And for a while I kind of assumed that was going to be a thing. Either that or once you die from radiation, all the rats just disappear. Because otherwise radiation would literally be the most dangerous thing in the game, which it kind of should be, but then again nobody would want to play that game then. Well, even fewer people would want to play that game, and then people want to play the current Fallout 76.
People don't want to play Fallout 76.
I like it.
I mean...
Oh, you should have something to eat. I'm over encumbered.
It visibly hurt Bethesda stocks.
Yeah. But I enjoyed. So all the critics can go away, because I like it. The only problem is that if people keep criticizing and people keep disappearing from the game, then they might shut down the servers, which will be annoying.
Yeah.
Like, they really should make it so that you can host your own servers. Like, that is really the thing that I want them to focus the most on. Like, screw the bug fixes. Give us private servers so we can just do that kind of stuff on our own, and we can fix all the bugs. Like, they will be fixed in a couple of months. No problem. Which is, again, just saying, go away, Bethesda. The modding community can do it better. Which I know some people are like, that's one of the biggest excuses for Bethesda games. Yeah. I know some people said that it's like, there's one YouTuber, Razorfist he goes by, who basically said like, yeah, the PC Master Race is fake because you're basically just slave labor fixing Bethesda's game for free. But I'm kind of like, yeah, but
the thing is that Bethesda also gives a pretty good baseline.
Yeah.
For games, as in their games are by no means bad.
Yeah. My view on that is more like, it's the difference between buying a pre-made product, which out compared to going to a fast food store, is getting a burger. It's just a burger. There's nothing you can really do with it. Whereas Bethesda game is, they give you a nice cut of meat. It's pretty bad in this base state, and you probably wouldn't want to eat it like that. But if you know what you're doing, you can make a damn good meal out of it.
Yeah, if you,
Stop doxing yourself, mate. That's the issue with having other people living in the same house as you when you're streaming. Like, people can just kind of barge in. What the? Responder iBot? Also, what is something shadowing me? And I don't really like it. Responder iBot. So what are you doing out here? Hello? You aren't really doing much, are you?
What happened?
I found a responder iBot. And yeah, it's definitely beeping Morse code at me. It's going by too quickly for me to really realize what it's saying, and I don't know Morse code. Well, I know a bit, but I'm not good enough to be able to just listen to Morse code and know what it's saying. But it's definitely beeping Morse code.
I mean, I think very few people are that.
Quest started event Scorched Earth. Defeat the Scorched Beach Queen that is terrorizing the Cranberry Bog. Crouch. Crouch, crouch, crouch. Shit. Okay, where is this? Where's this event going on? Death Blossom. Please tell me it's fun. Super Mutant Horde, Toxic Valley. No, I don't want to do that.
Let's see.
Ah, that's where the nuke was. Wow, that is a lot of people. Whoa.
Are there actual people?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About 10 people gathered in a small, well, actually they're shaped like a dick. But yeah, they're basically in a line, and I think they might be moving towards the blast zone basically as a small army. There's also 2 people inside the blast zone already. Wow.
And what's the blast zone? I assume is some sort.
That's the area where they just fired a nuke.
Ah, fair enough.
Yeah.
So someone actually did manage to get a hold of a Morse code.
Yeah, the codes reset every now and then, and people apparently post them on Reddit or something. So you can pretty much just go to Reddit, get the launch code, and just get into the game and launch a nuke.
What the fuck? I thought the launch code was something you had to find in game.
Yeah, but as soon as somebody has found it, then for that week that's the launch code. So people just post it online and
That's just wrong.
yeah, people trying to communicate just ruins the whole thing.
I mean, it should just be an item, if you ask me.
True, but
because that would be so much easier to balance.
Yeah, well, I got the impression that it was an item from the first release trailer thing. I don't know what changed. If something changed. But yeah.
Really?
Can't believe I'm already over encumbered again. Why did I lose my strength? What caused me to lose strength? Was to effects, right? Gas mask, my perception encumbered. Turns from that well fed. Up HP. Oh, I have egghead. Right. Increase. Wow, okay. Kinda wanna get rid of the egghead. When did I not say that? Oh well. Yeah, I have like 3 mutations on me right now. Because mutations are fun. Okay, somebody's shooting.
So, better make it increase the clarity.
So what kind of design did you end up deciding on for your Cobalt?
I'm thinking of a modified bassinet,
Hmm.
which has what do you call a face opening that's more similar to a baboot.
Ah, right, those.
Yeah, bassinet is basically for any listener to listen to this. Is a 14th century.
Crap, crap,
Well, it's
crap,
very
crap,
common.
crap. Sorry, somebody just threw a grenade at me. Ow.
And the baboot is a very, very common a helmet that's pop culture absolutely loves.
It's the one that World of
In
Warcraft
mo-
uses.
Yes, all of the helmets in World of Warcraft are like the baboots, and most of them. All the helmets the humans use are usually. Can you hear that?
I could just hear a lot of shooting because I just took out like 6 super mutants.
Because my father is turn loudspeaker music.
Sure, mate. Is it better than
I hope it's not coming from my microphone. No, my microphone is like.
Well, seeing as I can't hear you most of the time because you're cutting out constantly, I don't think it picks it up.
Oh, goodness sake! Why didn't you say that?
It's only started like 2-3 minutes ago.
Okay, fair enough. My connection is saying it's perfect, so I don't know what's going on there.
I don't know. Maybe it's just Discord being weird.
Yeah, most certainly. Discord is weird all the time.
Yeah, you keep cutting out. I can't hear the end of your words most of the time.
Okay, Discord is often quite weird. Yeah, I assume it cut out.
It's just the end of your sentences that just keeps disappearing.
Which is very odd, because usually when it comes to cutting the start,
This reminds me when I first heard about Discord, I just kept thinking about, like, why are you talking about My Little Pony?
golly.
It was just what it reminded me of, like, Discord, yeah, that's that deity from My Little Pony. I remember him.
I wouldn't call him a deity, but sure.
Embodiment of chaos and
Yeah,
hostility.
his personification.
Yeah, which is basically a deity. Like,
Not really.
what
I
is
know
the
the
definition of
difference is hard
deity?
to tell, but there is a difference.
The difference is semantics, as far as I know.
Well, true, but you know, semantics are important.
What did I pick up that
As a
increased my
GP.
weight so much?
Should be.
Maybe I should have some more to drink. Yes.
Well, isn't the to 3 liters of stuff?
Pardon?
Isn't the norm to down about 3 liters of stuff?
Well, actually, no. Seeing as 1 unit of boiled water only weighs 0.3 weight units, which means it's about a third of a pound, which I don't know how much a pound is in kilos, so I don't know how many liters of water that is. But I believe a 1 unit of water in Fallout 4 and 3 in New Vegas was all 1 weight unit, which meant it was 1 pound of water, which again is probably like half a liter or something.
Yeah, about half a kilo. So crazy Fallout people, but then again, they are in.
Yeah, it's set in America. It's always been set in America, and it's always been produced in America. So
Yeah. Although I still would love to see a Fallout game set in outside It's for a change of pace.
Yeah. Like, I can't really see that working. Maybe Alaska or Canada if we want to go really far away. I can't really see it going further away than that. Well, I do like what they did with outfits in this game. Basically, the things you couldn't wear armor with in Fallout 4, they just turned that into cosmetic items in this game. Just equip it over everything else, and it just deletes the appearance of everything else.
I mean, that was one of the biggest complaints about Fallout when people played it.
Yeah, you couldn't be combat efficient if you wanted to look good.
Exactly. Well, I know it wasn't the main complaint, but it was one of the complaints that a lot of people seconded.
Well, the main complaint was voice protagonist.
Oh yes. That. Oh, well, yeah. From my point of, the main complaint would be what do you call it? The lack of writing.
There was writing in that game.
Exactly. There wasn't. Which I find very distressing because the Fallout games are supposed, or they're famous for being well written.
Okay, a level 29 diseased infected blood bug. I am not touching that.
Or
I'm not even shooting at that. Maybe if I can get up to a high position where I'm sure it can't go. Actually, maybe it's right next to a sniping tower. Maybe the doorway is too small for it to get. No, it would definitely be able to get through there. Well, there is a weapon mod.
is it? Yeah, it is. Okay.
A diseased, overgrown forager, and yeah, no, that is too many high-level diseased enemies. I am not going there. Mostly because I'm missing more than half my health bar from radiation.
Melanoma. I have to take a look at what that means. Because on another Discord server, people are talking about the KDA mask. As in the, what's a face?
Don't know. Don't play League of Legends.
Well,
I just know it's based on
yeah.
based on the Japanese Oni, but
I know, but
or is yeah, no, the Oni is
yeah,
Japanese.
is, okay, it's skin cancer. Okay, fair enough. Just people being stupid, isn't it?
What, people being stupid on the internet? That never happens.
I know, right?
Oh crap.
Well, what they basically did was
nope,
so
all the nope. I can't sprint. Nope. Please tell me they can't get up this stairway.
What an oblivion, okay. This is rather distressing. Layers that. But they were talking about the mask that girl in KDA used with the UV active Oni.
Yeah.
And then they're talking about when it is good enough, so to say, because apparently somebody talked about it being in, and then somebody mentioned, well, they better be UV light reactive, otherwise, what's the point? And then some people suggest, well, they should emit UV light. And then another person goes, hey, authenticity, if your mask isn't animated, what are you even doing with yourself? And then the next comment is based, if your mask don't give you skin cancer, what's the point?
It's just... level 30. Why am I even here right now? I can't do anything against these creatures. What level am I even? I'm level 14. These things are more than... Like, some of these are more than twice my level. No, they are more than... 42? Okay, I've taken up about half its health, but... No, close to half its health, but still... It's hard to hit shots on them. Maybe this is actually the point where I should use bats. What was the button? I think it was Q. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna really work. Also, it trains my action points while I'm just looking. Ugh. Okay, I think just eat something so I can drop something so I can get below my carry capacity and then just bolt it. Get out of here. Oof. How's the stream doing anyway? Yeah,
The
everything's so
music
good.
my father is listening to reminds me of Salvatonic.
You're still cutting out a bit. What was that?
Oh, just the music my father is listening to reminds me of Salvatonic.
Huh.
Salvatronic? I don't know.
I'm not sure what that is.
It's a music group. Well, of course they are. Speak of course they are. But have you heard those meme songs of the internet? Yes. For example, narwhals and such like.
No.
Look at my horse.
Yes.
Well, amazing horses actually is. Yeah. Basically, the author of those things, I think he is affiliated with a band called Salvatonic. So when you look at his YouTube channel, actually music from a channel that's actually decent. Yeah, from a band that's actually decent. I think he is related to the music group, given that he composes all those weird meme songs himself.
I just can't hit right now. I hate fighting blood bugs. They're the worst thing to hit. Because they're just so damn small. Ah, there you go. That's a bit better hit. Well, I'm actually doing it. I have to do it because otherwise I'm not going to survive getting out of here. All I'd lose if I die is a roll of duct tape and a pack of pre-war money. That and a few rats, which...
I'm actually... Because I just realized my father is kind of an autonomous anarchist. Not really an anarchist, but he certainly has thoughts in those lines sometimes. He's a weird man.
I'm in caution now. It's getting better. I think I can move. Waste a lot of ammunition, a lot of time just sitting here and waiting for the blood bugs to go away. But I think it might be safe to move now. Never mind then. It is not safe to move. I'm back in danger. Run, 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 run. That's a lot of blood bugs.
Danger.
Take out one. There we go. Take out the other. Seize my fake blood bug. This is not gonna end well. Great, I've gotten sick now. I can't deal damage to it. This is bad.
I think I'll have to
It's just healing.
change the light thickness to be somewhat thinner.
Just get out of here, just get out of here. Is he still following me? No, I think out. Okay, you can't get here, I don't think. So I'll just hide.
Okay. I made a mistake. 0.5 pix seems to be the right choice. Then I'll have to export the images. Well, that's the point of a vector program, anyway.
Just can't hit blood bugs. Back to hiding. Those damn bloody blood bugs. So what's going on there? Oh, couple level 200. Oh, right, that explains it. That explains why I'm being fucked over by high level enemies. Because there are high level players around. Okay, now I'm hidden again. Suffering food loss from oh, it's parasites. Right, I should probably cure that. Antibiotics. Cure disease and low disease resistance by. It does apparently. But it's just a cure disease. That should remove it. No. Apparently parasites just stick around for almost an hour. Okay. Oh, no wait, I've recovered from parasites. Yay! It's a bit slow on the uptake. Load last dash. Can't dog food. I like saving my dog food because it's valuable. It doesn't go bad, so it's rather valuable in that respect. Yeah, and now just move. Get out of here. Get to my bloody quest objective. I could hear that on your end, I think.
Oh, good. Well, he is cooking the Christmas feast. So he has the rule of the kitchen, and that means music.
Well, good thing I don't really stream for other people since... Oh! I finally found the bug where the god rays are coming through the ground.
Huh. Interesting.
I don't like this new update. It's making me notice all the bugs because now they're appearing. Damn it, Bethesda, why don't you just release your game and just leave it? Then I don't have these issues. Seriously, the worst part about Bethesda games is that they keep supporting them.
I don't think Morrowind has got updates in forever.
Which is probably why it's really good to play right now.
I mean, yeah, it's really interesting to see how the various people think of the various games of Bethesda's.
I've only played
some people that
all the modern Fallout games and Skyrim. That's about it.
Yeah.
And the best one of them wasn't developed by Bethesda.
Swearing by Morrowind as being the best game ever. And a lot of people think that Oblivion cut out on a lot of content.
Well, I'm pretty sure if we have to go by sales data, then I think Skyrim might be the best game of all time.
Oh. Well...
Although then again...
Fallout 4 also has a pretty good claim on
it. Probably, but I don't... Well, honestly, if we're going by all time, it's probably like the original Doom. Because let's be honest,
Yeah,
it had a
God,
larger player base than well, it had a larger install base than Windows at the time. Or at least the new Windows operating system at the time. Which is just damn impressive to be honest.
it's impressive to be mild. Yeah, put it mildly.
Yeah. The best part was they actually wrote the story the same way they would write the story for an adult entertainment movie. Like, it's
As
expected
in,
to be there, but it isn't important. That is a direct
well,
quote, by the way.
you know, I actually think that's the gaming industry at the moment.
Yeah. The
To
stupid
be
thing was
honest.
they had a better story than most games at the time. Unless it was an RPG, of course.
Well, yeah.
And their background lore is definitely deeper than most modern first-person shooters.
Yeah, obviously. Because it has to compete with, what was the face again? Call of Duty and such like.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, I've never played any of those games, so I can't talk about a whole lot about them. I still
Well,
find them pretty.
from what I know,
Yeah.
Battlefield was usually seen as the more grown-up version, and seeing how that one has shit the bed. Yeah.
What are you living?
Well, at least mountain climbing is a viable thing in this game.
Good.
Descending a
Good.
almost sheer cliff face is possible because, well, the cliff faces ain't sheer. They're actually like covered in small rocks and just all kinds of small ledges that you can just kind of fall down onto and walk along. Oh. Okay, had a badly timed getting my action points back there because I was walking slowly towards the ledge and suddenly I accelerated because I stopped walking.
What?
I almost ran off a cliff.
You start accelerating because you.
Yeah, I'm currently over encumbered, so I'm using action points to be able to run. Which means that when I run out of action points, I start walking. But I stop walking once I get above 50% action point. Then I start running again. And that happened while I was close to a ledge, and was about to sort of look over it, and then I suddenly just doubled my speed. So yeah, that was felt a bit tense. Oh well. Right.
I'm still just sitting here and want to do a male part of this armor. Yeah, this character's armor. This is such an integral part of medieval armor that everybody gets.
Well, a bunch of interconnected rings.
Well, yeah, it is, but it's perhaps the most revolutionary ever.
I wonder if we can make it so that it works against bullets.
They couldn't.
Yeah, too much force connected in a small area.
Well, it's part of the reason it stopped. Although, interestingly, actually did use male armor in the Second World War and in the First one.
I need to find
Although
a
it was
signal
against shrapnel.
responders. Well, it's currently being used by the UK police, I believe, to defend against knife attacks because there's so many of them going on in the UK right now. Stunted, yeah.
Well,
Why I am boned. Although that one's down in the parking lot, so I might be safe. Come on, give me a good angle on you. Damn it. Where did the Can go. Oh, I think it's coming up for me.
I'm actually surprised my father haven't listened to grunge yet.
Huh.
Today, that is. He usually listens to quite a lot.
Hooray! I have a doorway that I can use to defeat a Yao Guai.
Huh.
This is why the humble red roach is a more dangerous enemy than the Deathclaw.
Well, I still think that in 90% of what you call all cases, the rat roach is going to be less dangerous.
Yes, but it can get through a doorway.
But given that the world is so utter shite that doors have ceased to become a proper thing,
I suppose. Oh boy, this is bad.
that's just yeah.
It's just the Yao Guai is really damn close to me. And I don't have a doorway. Although I do have a revolver. So, ow! Ow!
Yeah, shoot your guy. That's going to help.
I wonder why the Pip-Boy is telling me a Japanese name, or Chinese name for it? Yeah, it's Chinese.
It's Chinese.
A loose spring,
Because
that's not good. Didn't drop anything good.
I can't quite remember the law about that.
Named by
think-
Chinese encampment, like the people in encampments around the place.
Yeah. But I
Internment
think
camps.
they were. Could also be me misremembering. I think it actually just misremembering. But I just remembered something along the
Typewriter.
lines of them being a biological weapon like the Deathclaws, just made by the Chinese.
That would surprise me a lot,
Why?
because that sounds very unlikely, seeing as they're basically just bears.
Yeah.
Like, there's
I mean,
nothing really
we know that.
special about them. It's just
Well, they're bigger and more aggressive.
they just look like a normal brown bear. They don't look that much.
Aren't
More.
they quite a lot bigger?
Not the standard one.
Let's see. I think I'll just drop the whole mail thing because that's just going to be trouble and people will not notice it anyway.
Railway spikes.
It's all about cutting your losses, yeah?
Well, in art you can always add more detail. And you're using a vector program, which
True.
means you can add infinite amounts of detail, probably. You don't have the usual size restraints that I have when I draw on a piece of paper. Because there's only so sharp I can make my pen.
Yeah, I mean,
No, pencil.
the thing I have right now is that I have literally no... I do have a size restraint, but I can make, in this program I'm using right now, I can make detail way smaller than what any human could ever possibly notice. If I wanted to.
Yeah. Signal repeater nodes and signal repeater schematic. Let's have a look here. The schematic should be pretty self-explanatory, even to someone without any experience with electronics. Needs specialized parts. SMU 97 transponder, 98 NAR regional manifest suggests parts may be present. Another duplex, airplane wreck, now part of Rise and Rest. The arrays government facilities, so they just shadow. They have some pretty weird equipment specs. Can't find the parts. We'll have to find out who made them and who knows if those facilities exist anymore. Cross your fingers. Once assembled, a repeater module can be inserted into an array auxiliary slot, but you'll need to divert power to it through the array control system. And the schematic. Get it. Checkpoint. Pocket of painted metal rifling. I like pocket rifles. Also, another thing I've noticed that they changed was that, you know, the pocketed mod for armor? Yeah, now that actually has a visual change to the item.
Oh,
Like, you can
that's
actually
good.
see there's pouches on the equipment.
Isn't that good?
Yeah, it's awesome. Like, there's a lot of these small changes that they made to the game that I really like, and nobody's talking about them.
Well, you know, they're too busy complaining.
Yeah, I mean, the game isn't broken. Like, it's just a bit buggy. It's just an old Bethesda
Yeah,
game.
I mean, it's hardly the most broken piece that Bethesda has released.
No, that would probably be
I mean-
Elder Scrolls Online.
No, because that's not Bethesda.
Oh, alright, fair enough.
Elder Scrolls Online weren't made by Bethesda. In fact, there was also a couple of people who were trying to make a Fallout Online, but they were shut down by Bethesda.
I'm pretty sure that was the Van Bruin thing.
Nope, the Van Buren was that was the project before Fallout 3.
Yeah.
As far as I understand, they literally salvaged Van Buren to make Fallout 3. Well, not completely, but because they still didn't. Van Buren had all sorts of assets they didn't. But the story, the location, a lot of those things were straight up Van Buren. Wait, no, that was. I'll have to think about it again. But could also be that Van Buren set in going to be set in New California. As in basically the Fallout New Vegas devs made use of their. Could have been that too. It was just one of the games that had stunning amount of similarity with the Van Buren project.
Yeah. One thing I do know is that the Fallout timeline on the Fallout Wikipedia page is actually full of information from the Van Buren project.
Yeah, which is stupid given it's not canon because these. The same with Fallout Tactics, those in canon because they were made by a third party. Yeah, Fallout Tactics is not canon.
Yeah, but
So-
nobody played that game, so yeah, who cares?
The interesting thing was that Fallout Tactics added so many weird little things to the setting. But those might also be the reason it isn't considered canon.
Alright, that should give me a bit more careful to work around with. Now,
Okay, I've
since-
currently one arm. This is going to take longer than I thought.
Okay, I think I'm gonna go to the crashed plane first. And then... Ooh, there's not too bad here. And then go back up by the ski lodge. Do that thing.
Oh,
Because yeah, my quest is now telling me that I should go out and find some very specific items. Which is gonna
yeah.
be... I'm basically trying to repair a raider's radio. Something along those lines. Can I do anything with these? Automatic receiver. Can I put up better receiver? Focus on that. Improved hip fire accuracy. And improved damage. Tweaked automatic. Yeah, okay. Tweaked automatic receiver would be pretty good. but it adds a lot of weight to it. I could go away from the automatic receivers though, because then I would get more damage out of it. I probably should do actually.
And if you aim to conserve ammo anyway, no reason to use it.
Not with my 38 ammunition. Because that stuff deals so little damage per shot that I don't use it for sniping. It's just something I whip out in close quarters when I just want to hose down an opponent.
Fair enough.
Like, I'm carrying around a short pipe revolver for when I just need to, when I'm in close range and I need to deal a lot of damage, and I carry around this suppressed pipe bolt action, which is my sniper. Then I just have these automatic pipe rifle just in case. And I also carry around a pickaxe because melee weapon. Basically, I'm just using all the pipe weapons I can get my hands on.
Well, then it's good we're going to use something similar to a pipe weapon when we're going for Sunfall.
I'm not using weapons there, remember? I'm a priest.
Oh, true. The rest of the party is going to use them.
Yeah, I'm just going to be annoying and start preaching at everyone.
Which in and of itself could be considered a weapon.
I will annoy you so much you don't want to stay around.
Exactly. You know, remember when I talked about Thieves Guild of Discworld?
Yeah.
There's also a Beggars Guild. And one of the unlicensed beggars tactic is basically doing that.
Huh.
Annoy the shit out of people so much that pay them to go away. Because they can't be bothered with dealing with them in any other. I absolutely adore this. So,
Yeah, I should find some audiobooks with it at some point.
yeah, you can find that.
Because I can't be bothered to read. Because that requires me to look at it. And then I can't look at something else while I'm doing something else. It's hard to read a book while I'm also painting something. It's just...
Yeah, that's fair.
So I just always... I also don't really like reading before I go to bed. I prefer listening to an audiobook while I'm going to bed. So... I used to read a lot when I went to try to fall asleep, but not anymore. I prefer audiobooks now. I have to focus less on it. Also means I can close my eyes and just kind of like listen to it. Basically a bedtime story.
Let's see.
I wonder if I can make it down this cliff face. Probably can. Shouldn't be too difficult. So where's the next? I think I might be in trouble now. Oh no, wait, there we go. Nailed it. Okay, level design on the cliff faces in this game is on damn point.
Oh. Weird.
There's just basically ladders going down. You can just kind of drop down them. Like, sure, you can't climb up a side of the cliff. That's not possible. But you can fall down without taking any damage.
And I feel like I'm kind of cheating. Because I'm skipping all of the actual line art.
Yeah.
Just doing it as a vector graphic instead.
I know it's not the popular opinion, but damn, I love this game. Respawn drive up.
I'm just sad that game developers seem to think that breaking the canon is required to make a decent game.
Yeah, they didn't have to go that far with it. I can kind of like. Here's the thing: a lot of their explanations I can kind of buy. Like, it
Yeah.
kind of
I mean-
lines up with the timeline, but it's just the extent of it. It's a bit much.
I mean, the main thing I cannot buy is things like the Enclave and College and Brotherhood of Steel.
Well, even though it actually lines up with the well, roughly with the timelines, because the Brotherhood of Steel started moving around quite early on. They were fully established after like 3 years. The bombs falling. Yay! I completed a event that I don't know what I did, but I completed an event. Just have to be in the area and get rewards for it. Okay, I just found the pumpkin shack.
A what now?
It's basically a trailer filled with pumpkins,
Ah, fair enough.
and well, it's an unmarked location, but I'm calling this the pumpkin shack because it looks like it. Yeah, this place is
And
weird.
perhaps the biggest canon break they've done in it is the whole no civilized people in the landscape. That's perhaps the one that I consider the worst of the things they've done, canon-wise.
Well, there were some up until like a couple of months ago or something.
Hmm.
Like, there's plenty of corpses around, but you just never run into any of them.
And I know that there are raiders.
Well, they're all gone at this point.
Which doesn't make sense. I mean, sure, the landscape is far more inhospitable than the usual Fallout landscape because giant West-Tech monsters just wandering about.
Okay, that's probably the biggest glitch I've seen so far. There's a Scorched walking sideways across the ground.
Scorched.
They're this game's version of raiders, essentially.
Okay, and they're not raiders because?
Well, because as far as I can see, they're basically puppets to a hive mind parasite that grows inside of them and causes them to
Okay.
go all spiky.
Let's see.
Yeah. Why they didn't just make it raiders, I don't understand.
Exactly. Because that's the norm in post-apocalyptic. Just make it raiders. It's so easy.
Although so unrealistic.
Well, that's true. But who cares about realism in post-apocalyptic? I mean, radiation?
That stuff causes mutations, right? And those mutations usually ain't cancer. That's totally how it works. Ugh.
Although, we did talk about this yesterday, and as far as I can see, the symptoms that all the birds have are cancer.
Oh, radiation burns, but yeah, basically. Oh, yeah.
That's a bit odd.
Jeez, this golf course is covered in scorched.
And personally, I think that the whole radiation deal is not radiation. I'm on the team that says that it's perhaps more likely to be FEV contamination.
I say it's dark magic from the old gods, because we know they're a thing in the setting.
Well, that's true. But I don't think that that their effect is measurable in the same. And perhaps I don't think that the radiation is the thing that hurts you, but rather it's the side effect from that the FEV apparently becomes active in presence of radiation.
Hmm.
Because it is canon that that the FEV changes depending on the radiation level.
Yeah. Although it could also be
Especially
that
based on the well,
this is a really stupid theory, but seeing as the mutations that FEV causes are really, really extreme, I'm kind of thinking maybe the FEV itself, when it starts mutating something, causes so many changes that the energy that it requires to do that is basically minor fission, so that's what causes the radiation. Basically, the FEV itself emits radiation when it starts affecting things.
yeah, which would simply put be the reason why every area that is called dangerous is radioactive, because it's the FEV being active in that area.
Yeah.
We know
Even though
that
that wouldn't
FEV
actually
is
make sense, because the radiation
Hmm?
would, like, if it's because it needs more energy than there is present. Like, that's just FEV just doesn't make sense, because the amount of energy you need to mutate something as quickly as FEV does just doesn't exist in what it mutates. Like, the energy just isn't
that's
there.
true.
Neither is the
Well,
mass.
that is true.
Ah, that was what caused me to have greater carry weight. Cranberger. That's how I know.
Ah, so you were ill all the time.
No, I just got another mutation. But no, I wasn't ill. It was because I had eaten some food that gave me better carry weight when I first started the game up, because you're usually a bit hungry and thirsty when you boot up the game. But yeah, I have like 4 mutations going right now. Like, I have long talons talent that causes my melee attacks to cause bleed damage, and I think they also make them deal more damage. And I also have a healing factor. And I'm
Your
also
talents.
yeah, I basically have Wolverine claws and a healing factor.
Fucking hell.
And then I'm also an egghead, which reduces my endurance and strength, but gives me higher intelligence. And now I've become a herbivore, so I no longer.
You know, the Imperium would have shot you on the spot.
Well, actually, let's just take a look at how I actually look right now. They would shoot me just based on my outfit.
Oh yeah, almost likely.
I look like a cultist. I'm wearing a sack hood on my head with some pipes coming out of it. And I'm wearing like a dingy like trench coat thingy. Like, they would just look at me and go, cultist, shoot it. But here's the thing, the genetic structure.
To be fair, the only ones that shoot you on the spot would be the Inquisition.
Yeah. Well, this is just a battle, most likely.
Unless you're actually engaging or being near a hostile area.
Yeah.
Let's see.
What?
I hate fingers.
How much do you want to murder me? Oh, super mutants.
Why must creatures have fingers?
Oh shit, that player scared the shit out of me. And did you just drag super mutants over here, dingus? Yes, yes, you did. You're way super mutant.
So have you found more proof that Westtech did it?
Not really. Just well, the only proof I have is metagaming proof because a loading screen told me. Like that's it.
I just find it amusing that it seems like this, from what I read on the wiki, that the general excuse is Westtech did it. Except for the alien. Because apparently there is an alien wandering about. Oh,
Maybe.
several.
Well, yeah, in
And
the
a
Fallout
unique
setting, there's
type
plenty of
too.
aliens, but yeah. I feel like
As in,
Westtech is essentially Fallout's version of Lorgar.
not really. But they might be, what do you call it, 476 version of Logo.
Yeah, okay. Probably a good specification.
Hmm?
Probably good to specify that. Yeah, they're definitely 76 as Lorgar.
Because although technically he's also guilty of everything you Fallout 1. Oh, yeah, all the evil that happens in, except for the Enclave. Well, in Fallout 1, it's actually just the Enclave did it. Likewise in Fallout 2.
I kind of like the changes to the armor that Zoom units have on. Like now, it's instead of just being random pieces of scrap metal that's hard to sort of like figure out where it came from. Now they're actually using things you can recognize. Like they have what essentially looks like a propane tank as a helmet. A lot of them, and one of them has a wheelbarrow strapped to his back as armor. Like the armor is way cooler in this game. Well, it doesn't look as cool, but it looks way more believable. It's things you can actually recognize and sort of like you might expect to see that in your day-to-day business instead of like, what is this chest plate even? I have no idea.
Yeah. Huh. On that other thing, on other side, it's on the Discord channel. I also look at it occasionally. They're indirectly talking about Fallout 76. Yeah. Anything good about them was 100% out talking about Bethesda.
It's also nice that Bethesda finally figured out how to remove ash piles and the like from the world. Because I don't know if you noticed this, in previous games, if you disintegrated an enemy, the pile would stay there literally forever.
Oh, I haven't noticed that.
You notice that a lot when you play the game for a long ass time and don't start a new save. Some areas will just get covered in goo piles.
Which is what I don't do.
Yeah.
I'm just sort to
restart often.
Yeah, I restart often.
Yeah, and I do one save for, well, about 600 hours or so.
But yeah, you broke the game.
Yeah, I literally broke the AI of Fallout 4. I just made it give up. Most of them just played dead at some point. I just kind of stood there and didn't react. Oh, damn it, man. This is just... Damn you.
Also, have you heard that Obsidian are actually making a new game?
Outer World? Yeah, looks real awesome. Especially considering that, like, the thing that really makes me excited for it is that the trailer, the only times it shows something that might be you, there's no face shown, and otherwise everything else is in first person, and there's no spoken dialogue from the main character, and damn it, I wish I could get in there. So it seems like they're going back to silent protagonist, like proper RPG stuff.
Well, that's also the best thing for an RPG. You just should have a silent protagonist.
Yeah, like
in an RPG, because I mean, surely they should be silent for the most part. Of course, they should. It should seem like that they're speaking, as in there should just not be any voice lines for the protagonist.
The best way
Of
I've
course,
seen it done is in Arctic's Entertainment game. There was they had a bunch of events in Adventure Quest World where they first started using voice acting, and your character basically said like, "Hey, your line are voiced. Why aren't mine?" And one of the devs who have a character in there literally just said like, "We're all reading out our lines, hero. You need to read out yours." It was just like, we're reading our lines. We're expecting you to read yours.
Entertainment are different because they can afford to break the fourth wall without.
Seeing as every single damn person on that dev team is literally in the game as an NPC.
Well, I think that's part of the perks of being employed in there.
Pretty much. It also saves them from having to write new characters.
And Artix himself has been a central character in pretty much all of them.
Spoilers alert, he is the flipping Lord of Darkness.
I love how they just mess up the whole good versus evil thing.
He's the champion of darkness. And like in Adventure Quest World, Gravelyn, the Empress of the Shadow Side, is a champion of light.
Was that from, what do you call it, Dragon Fable? Or...
No, that was from Adventure Quest World. But in Dragon Fable, Artix absorbed the Orb of Darkness, I believe. And that's why he's immune to all, like, undead-defying effects and all that kind of stuff. He's just straight up immune to it. Because he has the Orb of Darkness inside of him. Yeah, it's...
And you thought it was because he was pure.
Nope, it's because he's completely and totally filled with darkness.
And he is the master of the Paladin Orders.
Yep, and...
Go figure.
And he's completely and totally insane. If he sees something undead, he must kill it immediately. Best part is, at one point he did a sneak mission with the player character in Dragon Fable where he had to infiltrate a necropolis filled with necromancers. How do you think that infiltration went?
Yeah, that was also a thing they had.
Yeah, I mean, basically as soon as we met the gate guard, you just hand over this fake ID and he just looks over and he's like, "This doesn't look like you," and you just bullshit your way through it, and then he's just like, "Yeah, this is fine." And then Arthur just goes like, "I can't stand this, I must purge the undead."
Yeah. Although Artix is a piss take on the stereotypical paladin.
Well, considering that he's the champion of darkness, he's pretty much the exact opposite of what a paladin is supposed to be.
Well, in many respects, he's exactly what he's supposed to be in terms of being a paladin.
He just has a more realistic reason to be so damn immune to everything he's fighting against.
Yeah. Well, most paladins are literally, what do you call it? Just murdering everything that they consider evil. And what they consider evil isn't what is evil.
Yeah, he just kills everything that he senses undead on.
Exactly.
He see undead, he murder it. Although he does actually have a very good reason for that, because he can actually hear the spirits trapped inside of the undead, because that's a thing in that setting, and they all scream out to be released, so that's why he keeps killing undead, because he basically set these spirits inside of it free. In one game it was actually a big point that they came back and helped him against a paladin slayer. Suddenly, like, all the spirits of every undead he's ever killed came back to thank him by helping him kill this paladin slayer. Yeah, damn big moment in the game. Because that's a couple of million undead that he's slain over the course of his career.
many.
Yes, very, very many. The best part is he also gets credit for like all the kills that every player also makes in all wars, which are tracked. So there's like, oh yeah, you guys need to. Oh, shot the bird shot. I've been looking for this. Yeah, so in every single war, he's where there's undeads involved and he's also fighting. He's set to kill half of the undead in the skirmish. Which means that if the players need to kill 10 million, oh, no, 10,000 waves, he kills the other 10,000.
Although, wouldn't that technically mean he is likely killed more undead than any player character has ever done?
Yeah, because he's killed the equivalent of every player character combined.
But there are also other NPCs that kill undead.
Yeah. But this is he
not
scales
the
to the player.
NPC, he is just what?
Yeah, but he scales specifically to the player character when it comes to killing undead. Oh, another suit of power.
Yeah, but if we say that he killed half the undead of an army,
yep,
the player character would likely only have killed like what? Yeah, can't have killed the other half because there are also other NPCs killing undead in the setting.
Not really.
They're just not. I mean, there is a paladin order. Of
yeah,
course,
but
there are the NPCs.
Yeah, but they don't really fight in the wars. But the wars are usually just, this place is being invaded, the guards are basically standing by the walls and not doing anything because the walls are protecting them, so it's fine. Like, nobody's inside the city is really under that much threat, because we just go outside the walls every Friday the 13th and just start wholesale slaughtering of the undead.
Anyway, their setting is weird as fuck. I still love the fact that the giant mechs came before the dragons.
Yeah, that was the first universe.
Yeah.
Finally got a finally got a double-barreled shotgun. I've been looking for one of these for ages.
Also, isn't there something about the dragons being aliens?
In the original setting, the dragons were giant mechanical constructs with sentience.
As in MechQuest or in...
In MechQuest.
Yeah.
There they were planet-sized mechs.
Hmm?
Yeah, literally planet-sized. In MechQuest, the dragons were planet-sized mechs.
Well, that only makes sense.
Yeah, one of them was actually trapped inside of one of the planet, Western. The Western-themed planet, obviously enough. But yeah, that planet was permanently destroyed when this dragon lich thing came out of it. It was a mecha dragon lich. The lich just burst out of the planet. Yeah, that was a pretty major event.
Although MechQuest stuck now.
Yeah, hasn't been any updates for that game in ages. I mean, they kind of finished the story, so it makes sense that they stopped doing anything with it. I just wish they would
finish the story.
Yeah, they finished the story by the universe being destroyed and you resetting it.
Yeah. I mean, the last thing I know of MechQuest is the fact that you could, not off MechQuest, but I think that definitely happened in MechQuest was that one of the robots was left over after after whatever events, only for the hero of Dragon Fable to find it.
Yeah, that was the opening quest in both the Ninja and Pirate Village.
Yeah.
Two quest lines that runs parallel to each other. And both of them actually... Yeah, and both of them actually... Well, that quest line also explains why you can breathe underwater in that game, because I believe the pirates are moving a shipment of water-breathing potions, by ship, which the ninja's attack ended up sinking, which means that all those water-breathing potions basically get saturated into the seawater, permanently making the entire sea, well, basically all water in the... What is happening? Oh, this plant lights me on fire. But basically, the entire sea has been made into a water-breathing potion. Yeah, all liquid in the Dragon Fable universe, well, basically the Arctic Entertainment universe, is now water-breathing potions.
And in MechQuest it made sense because you were using fucking mech.
It just went down there, no problem.
Yeah, I mean, the mech's all watertight anyway.
Well, consider that you can go into space and to the deepest depths of the ocean with them, they're damn durable.
Oh yeah. There's actually a point in... I've literally only seen one setting that's... What do you call it? Diving sickness into account when it comes to going underground. Also, I just think about it. Dwarves of normal fantasy settings and goblins and kobolds would be amazing divers because they do not suffer, what do you call it? What's the word for it?
Sort
The
of
thing that
explosive
that
decompression?
people suffer from when they rise too quickly in the sea.
Ah, right, the expansion of oxygen within the bloodstream and lungs.
Exactly. Yeah, they would all be pretty much immune to that.
Okay, there's a level 30 sentry bot. That thing probably has a fusion core on it. I want that, but can I kill it? I'm gonna try and snipe this thing. Just do it from action. Let's go back. Can I get a good point of cover? Probably not. They should have enough distance between me and it. Jeez, this thing is more than twice my level. I'm still gonna try and take it out though. I deal no damage to it.
Yeah, exactly. Seems like it uses a similar system to Destiny, doesn't it?
Oh no, I still deal damage to it technically. It's not immune to my damage, but it just has a massive health bar.
So technically, you could kill it.
Yeah, given enough rounds, yeah, and time.
Yeah.
Question is, can I
that
survive
reminds
it?
me of-
Because
that
it's actually
reminds me of the
finding me.
first- But that reminds me of the first virtual reality MMO media I ever read about, which was a book called Epic.
Sounds
It
familiar.
was so weird. One of the first things that happened in that book series was that the main character went out to try and kill a dragon with his party. And they cheesed it so hard. And then they all got pretty weak arrows, as in we're talking some of the weakest stuff in the game. But they were all completely the same. Everyone in the party had the exact same skill level in using arrows. Yeah, and using bow and arrow. And they cheesed it by making sure that each player, as in they stood in a, I can't remember the shape, but think of a pentagon or a hexagon or something, where they were about equidistant from the middle where the dragon was supposed to be. They would just fire in sequence. I think it would be a uneven number, so likely a pentagon.
Right.
So when the dragon came too close to one of the other people, one of the people the furthest away would shoot at it, dealing the exact same amount of damage, causing the aggro to shift from the target it was attacking this time to the one that just attacked it.
That must have taken
And
a
they
while.
just bounced it for hours, like that.
I think I have enough rounds to do this.
So I can't remember how old that book is. I have to look it up.
Like, the thing is, I think I've cheesed this sentry bot by basically making it so that it can see me, it knows roughly where I am, but it can't move closer because there's a... well, there's a staircase, essentially. It's a rock formation. And its shots are too inaccurate to hit me because it only got 2 miniguns. And for some reason, this robot can't brace its yeah, shoulder joints. So I'm just standing here in a hail of bullets, not getting hit. And there's every now and then it stops doing anything to cool down. This is such a waste of bullet, but I want the fusion cores. Because I'm getting close to actually being able to put some armor on a set of power armor.
Novel. Ah, it's 2004. Okay.
Not gonna lie, this game is pretty grindy at times, but I don't know. I did similar things in Fallout 4.
Oh, it was actually written in a trilogy? Huh. I've only read the first book in the trilogy. And the trilogy is called Avatar Chronicles. Weird. Saga and Edda. What makes sense that they really want that. But yeah, what do you call it? A thing in that what do you call it setting is that the MMORPG is literally linked to the economic system of the world. Yeah. So the richer were in the game, the richer, and vice versa.
That's a really weird way of doing things.
Hmm?
So how's money generated within the game?
Well, which pretty much meant that the entire game was a
Pay to win.
Well, not pay to win because it's difficult to explain, but kind of, but also not. It was a mess of a thing. But somehow the status of you in the game reflected on the status of you in real life. Which meant that when the main character actually... Which is weird because the game itself, the literal game itself, developed a pair of avatars. One that was technically good and one that was technically evil. The good one just wanted to die. The evil one wanted to live on forever. What is the best way of living on forever if you're a digital entity? Well, getting out of becoming a physical entity, obviously. So... Oh yeah. And for some reason, most people choose... In that setting, it's so weirdly written. There are so many issues of it. For example, literally every NPC is apparently got really good AI. And nobody in that game bothers to put points into beauty and charisma. Because they see it as a waste, because that's not good for grinding or anything. It's just doesn't matter in terms of making your character be good.
So most of the NPCs probably hate players because they're all ugly pieces of shit.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, they're not perfect at, what do you call it, AIs, as in, they do not properly remember and so forth. But they do react to what the people do around them. As in, for example, if a person talks to it, it will respond in a coherent fashion. And it will react to the statistics of the players. For example, if your character got high beauty statistic, it will react more. Yeah, it will react in a way that it wouldn't if you didn't have that beauty statistic.
Okay, I've almost killed this sentry bot. And I have fired almost 200 rounds into it at this point, I think. I think it's on fire now. And is it coming towards me? I think it might be moving closer towards me.
Yeah.
This makes it slightly
And
harder
of
to
course,
hit
in that novel, endpoint is literally just destruction of this entire game, which the entire society of people have lived under for quite some time. I myself wouldn't consider that a good thing, but you know, heroes do as heroes do.
Killed it.
Hmm?
It gave me a level up to kill this thing.
What did you do?
I murdered a sentry bot.
You actually did it?
Yes.
How?
I just shot it a lot.
Hmm?
I just shot. Oh, that button works for that too. Middle
Did
mouse
you use
button.
a heavy weapon or something?
Nope. I used pipe weapons.
You know, I don't know if that's just impressive or really makes the, what do you call it, US Army look stupid.
I
I would say
don't
the
know.
latter, actually.
Well, I did fill it up with actually. I mean, I did empty about 200 rounds of 308 and .45 rounds into it, so I mean, it did take quite a bit of punishment.
Yeah, but it still went down to bloody improvised weapon.
Well, yeah, over the course of a couple of minutes. It was an unsupported piece of autonomous firepower. Okay, why it wasn't more accurate with its miniguns, I don't understand. Because robots are bloody accurate when they need to shoot something. But still.
Well, of course, they are robots after all. They literally have a targeting computer.
Yeah, and they generally are heavy enough that recoil isn't a thing.
Oh, yeah.
And this thing is
Although,
just damn big, so.
well, still the main issue of the layout of robots. The fact that they have a humanoid shape actually works against the advantages you can build into a mechanical entity.
Ah, sod, that's a bunch of Mr. Gutsies. Not going that way then. I can take on a sentry bot, Gutsies. They're too mobile.
You would happily take on a sentry bot, but a Mr. Gutsy, you just... What?
Well, it's 3 Mr. Gutsies to be honest, and they're small, and I can't hide through a door or something like that. And okay, I've been killed more by Mr. Gutsies than I've been killed by sentry bots. I find Mr. Gutsies to be slightly more dangerous in this setting.
Wow.
They also have miniguns, but they're actually accurate.
Do they... What?
Well, okay, they have machine guns, but you get the idea.
Good. Okay, good. I was getting shocked there.
Well, they basically have what's the equivalent of a 44 revolver, but rapid fire. Go away.
Yeah, but that's still not a what do you call it? A minigun.
No, but it's a small gun. It's micro. In any case, it still has rapid fire like the sentry bot, but it can actually hit something. Like, I stood in the line of fire of the sentry bot for a couple of minutes, and it only hit me like 4 times or something with really low damage bullets.
You know, I'm still thinking that sentry bot changed the entire of the US efforts in making them.
I'm gonna try these, Mr. Gutsies. How much damage can I do? Okay, I might be able to, come on. Shot. Okay, yeah, now I can. Okay, good. These have lasers. That should be slightly easier to deal with than the rapid fire machine gun. Alright, come on, just 2 more good shots and I should be done. Still, just 1 more. Now! Just need that. Damn it! Now you're starting to dodge. Damn. Okay, sod it. You get the machine gun. Come here. There we go. Hello, Mr. Gutsy. Okay, yeah, no, you. Ow. Yeah, no, these Mr. Gutsies aren't as dangerous as the ones from Fallout 4. They're slightly more tanky, I think, but they're not that dangerous. Am I being shot from behind? No, no, I'm safe. I swear I saw 3 of them. Oh nope, 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 nope. I hear venting, that's another sentry bot. I need a better firing position. Okay.
On note, but if I go by what you're saying,
Basically, I don't have the ammunition to kill another sentry bot. Although I did get a rather nice revolver from the sentry bot. It called single action armor.
why would a sentry bot carry a revolver?
I don't know. Well, it was a pretty classic revolver for the army to carry. It was pretty popular amongst officers. So.
Still, why would a sentry bot have that?
No, some officer just put it in a pouch on it. And it's like, yeah, just
no.
in case I need to execute someone for deserting, then my sentry bot carried my gun. Nobody would want to steal it from the sentry bot.
That's fair.
The problem is it's a level 31, it's a level 30 revolver, so it's going to be a little while before I can... Oh, but I can actually use the double-barreled shotguns now, because I leveled up. Yeah, even though I'm using pipe weapons right now, I kind of have this plan of doing a full-on cowboy loadout eventually. So double-barrel shotgun, lever-action rifle, and a revolver.
You realize you're not in California, right?
Yeah, but all these weapons are still available, and I can get Preston Garvey's Duster. So, yeah.
What?
Yeah, well, you can buy it from the Atom Shop.
Okay.
So I think I'm safe out here in the woods, which is something that really annoys me. The roads are usually more dangerous than anything else. So where do I have to go? Okay, so now I have to construct the signal radar. Any tinker. Okay, now I just need to find a tinker's workbench. And I can build build the thing I need for the quest. But first, leveling up time. That was in here. Nope. Perk pack. Problem is, I don't really want to open the perk pack before I've leveled up, just in case. I have to. It doesn't give me the level 15 perks for it. Although I can't choose anything. Why not? I'll base my decision on where I want to put my perk point based on what I get. Let's see what I get. Natural resistance, concentrated fire, true hiker, and perceptive bobble. The funny is, why did the tennis player get divorced? He couldn't accept love. Huh. Yeah. I think that's supposed to be funny. If only I understood sports, you might know what that was about. Let's check the actual perks I got now. So, what perks here might I want? Well, I think I can put this thing in.
I suppose it would be like that. Could work, yeah.
I think I actually need to go for
just making
perception.
sure that my... What happened?
It's just I think I might have to take perception now, so I can get another rank of pick lock, so I can open more things.
I still find it very weird just how weak the characters are in that game.
Well, we're tough as hell. Like, we can take a lot of punishment.
Which isn't what your statistics say.
No, it really does not. Well, now that I have another rank of agility,
I mean,
you should.
You started with 1 in everything,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Which in Fallout style is being bad as that.
Yeah. Okay, that should. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. The weight, like the amount of words. The weights that I listed earlier about what water weighed was wrong because I have a perk that reduces their weight. So yeah,
Oh, so what is that weight?
probably still 1 pound a piece. So probably just 1 pound of water for every pile of dirty water. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to spec more into perception.
Perception is important.
Oh no.
Although in Fallout 4 it was rendered completely useless.
Especially with the survival mode because it removed the radar pips.
Which was the point of perception. Autistic screaming.
Okay, this is weird. The commando perk in perception is described as basic combat training means automatic rifles do plus 10% damage. And it shows a Vault Boy with a red beret and a scoped rifle, which definitely looks like a marksman rifle.
Okay.
Well,
that's definitely a... Well, I wouldn't know... I don't know if you can call it a reference to New Vegas when that part was a reference to another...
It looks like Boone.
Exactly. And Boone was a reference to media.
I can't take another.
So, would that be a referenceception?
Probably. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take another rank of Rifleman. Because I can't take another Picklock, so yeah, Rifleman it is.
Oh yeah. How's that card system work, by the way?
It's okay.
Because I'll be honest, that's perhaps one of the things I'd be most considering.
It's weird, but once you get into the swing of things, it annoys me a bit that I don't have the same control or the same knowledge of what I can get. I can't plan out a build. Although from what I can see, you kind of get access to various perks on their own. Like, it's a bit of a gamble, it feels like, but you get more control, and you can't do the whole I have everything and I'm overpowered at everything. So it's more like a classic RPG where you, this is what I can do, this is what I can't do type build.
Well, that's the thing they try to avoid in most systems. Try being the operative word there. Because they failed horribly.
Oh yeah, right, I
Fallout 4.
can't eat meat now. This is a problem. Because I usually carry meat with me. Oh, it's just one of the mutations I have. It means that now I can only eat fruits and vegetables. So all the meat that I pick up, I can't eat it to regain hunger now. Because I'm a herbivore.
That's a bit of a debuff.
Yeah, so I have to go find some plants that I can harvest, but I don't get diseases from them now. So if I just find some mud fruits, some blackberries or something like that, I can just eat them with no real ill effect to me. So it's a bit of a trade-off.
It sounds pretty rad.
Sounds what?
Let's see, we have this. Well, I'm almost nearing to complete. Well, almost and almost. I haven't yet worked on the face, but you know.
Alright, so I have a decent amount of rounds for this shotgun.
Good.
Yeah, I think my intelligence build might essentially end up being my raider build, and then might eventually shift over to a more agility and perception based build, which is a far more cowboy style build. Because yeah, intelligence makes pipe weapons really good.
Well, I bet.
That means that they break way slower. Because licensed plumber is, well, the intelligence based thing. Blackberries. Finally, something to eat.
See.
What did they just call blackberries, or was it wild blackberries? No, those wild berries. Wild blackberries. A bit of rats, no disease chance, but food 10%. Need a lot.
Oh. God, I already have one.
I think the game is warning me that I'm getting dangerously irradiated at this point.
Let's see.
Well, it's still nowhere near as irradiated as it was in Fallout 4, but... Oh, nope, 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 all the nope, all the nope.
What happened?
Charge failed. I can't survive this. A level 60 charred ghoul just two-shot at me.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know how to cancel, but respawn. I would like to respawn. Where can I respawn? Select respawn.
Might have to actually change this.
Ah, right. So it's the last
What
place
the
I
hell?
visited.
Ah,
Yeah,
damn
let's
it.
respawn there. It seems like I have to pay 1 cap to be able to respawn.
What the fuck? That's
Yeah.
nothing.
Caps are a bit difficult to get a hold of, to be honest.
And that's also a thing that annoys me. Although there is a pretty good reason for it. At Sunfall, you can't use caps as a proper. It's not. Many people do not consider. What do you call it? Resource.
Well, doesn't the rule literally state that it's worth 1/10 of a chit?
Yeah, the rules literally state it's like a cent.
I think a cent is a hundredth of a dollar or something.
Yeah, it might be. Pence then?
Not sure.
Anyway, it's just 1/10 of the valuta.
Yeah, nobody bloody accepts it. Nobody reads the rules.
Yeah, nobody reads the rules. As per fucking you. Yeah. So, but the reason being that, in fact, the reason stems from fate. That isn't the most logical reason for why it is so. Stems from Fate, which is another post-apocalyptic life in Germany. Pretty damn big one too. I think it supports about 700-800 people like that. But yeah, because there was once a time where a person literally. No, wait, he didn't buy a shipment. It was something along those lines.
You're cutting out a lot, so I don't know what he did.
Oh. Okay, the bloke, he went and got people he knew to collect bottle caps. So he had like several thousands of them at the game and try to break the economy, which the economy responds by saying it's not worth anything because blind them.
Yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't allow people to bring caps as money. Like, if somebody wants to bring that much cash, then their character's just some rich bloke from somewhere. Like, just
yeah, but that's breaking the game balance for some reason, while bringing along what you call chits from previous scenarios is perfect fine. Like, because you've earned.
I have a bigger issue with people being in a big group with lots of good equipment, because then it's not the economy that you break, then it's the power game that you break.
Yeah, which is somehow more acceptable than economy. But then again, that also kind of makes sense because it's post-apocalyptic. The power game is supposed to be broken.
Well, it just makes it feel. It's just annoying for people who have a job and can't work that much in their equipment, and thus can't get a good suit of armor together. But maybe they have access to a lot of caps, and maybe. But then it's just like, no, that doesn't work. You have to make awesome equipment and buy big weapons and stuff like that. And it's just like. But a lot of us don't have the option to do that because we don't have a lot of free time.
Yeah, I agree. There's also a different kind of energy.
Which is why I really want to make a really heavy weapon that can just kill everyone at Sunfall. I just want to make a BFG. Nice big BFG. That's the reason why I made that acid thrower. And before anybody in the comments start thinking I'm making terror weapons, no, it's just a big water gun. And acid in the game is literally just water with a bit of green fruit dye in it. Nothing dangerous. Even though
food coloration, actually.
Food coloration and fruit dye, it's same thing, I think.
I think it's called coloration in English.
Yeah, well, to be honest, pretty much everything, every water pistol is technically an acid weapon. But I'm pretty sure you could just pour acid into it and use it as an acid weapon.
Well, it depends, because some acids... I mean, in real life, it wouldn't be that easy. Because there's some acids that are as virulent as you want it to be when you're targeting humans. Is, what do you call it?
Yeah, it eats through plastic.
Also, yeah, exactly. So you'd have to make the inner mechanism out of glass or something, which is feasible.
Yeah, probably. Not something I've looked into. It's not something I've really looked into.
Me neither. I'm not a terrorist.
And I mostly just make weapons for the purpose of roleplay.
Demonetized?
I'm not monetized, so no.
But they'll just remove the possibility.
Unlikely. They don't remove monetization from an entire channel because of single videos. Unless you somehow do political activism that YouTube disagrees with. But even then, they don't really do much of it.
But, you know... that's just the hypocrisy of IRL. Because it's perfectly fine to do certain kinds of political activism, but other kinds, nope.
Yeah, communism is fine, but Nazism, which is essentially just communism but with a national twist, so bad.
Yeah. I mean, I myself am kind of lightly, well, I'm quite in the red, but I don't fancy myself a communist. But, bloody stupid. That they, what do you call it? That they attack one ideology.
Strength and tempered radar. No, that's not what's driving. Pheromones.
Because in my opinion, ideology is about, well, they're not equal in how moral they are. The effect is pretty much equal.
Communist still has a higher kill count than just about everything else.
But, true. But then again, you could also say that it's fast.
About what?
Fascism. Because it ended up being controlled by the dude. Communism is, as an ideology definition, the ideology is literally that there is no leader. Yes, communism is an anarchist wants to. Well, no, not anarchist. Because they just want to overthrow government.
Anarchism is just a tool. It's not a governmental system.
Exactly, and the governmental system. The most thing about anarchism is communism.
Well, actually, it's anarcho-capitalism.
Well,
yes, it has a name.
Yeah. Well, the thing about communism is the fact that it, in essence, if it's perfectly executed, it should be. This is as far as I understand. So I might be wrong, might be not. I don't know. But as I've learned it, it's a, what do you call it, where they want to show that everyone knows the value of working together for a state, but everyone works for the betterment of everyone, say. But they regulate themselves because they are sensible people who have been guided to the right path by a socialist regime.
Do you know why that whole everybody works together because they like it idea comes from? Basically, communism was originally developed, or the idea of everyone working together for the great, because everybody loves it and stuff like that, was I don't like these. I don't like these. But that was originally developed because of some dude a pedophile essentially, who wanted to make everything sexualized, including work, because if everything, including work, became sexualized, then the idea of sexualizing children wouldn't be that bad.
Was Karl Marx a pedophile?
No, one of his friends that also wrote some of the original communist stuff. No, Karl Marx was just somebody who really idealized the idea of factories, even though he's never set foot in one.
Yeah, where Karl Marx is.
Karl Marx was wrong about pretty much everything. He thought that capitalism would bring about hunger, whereas it's actually brought about a massive waste of bread because it can't be eaten quickly enough. Yeah. If anybody wants to know how the world doesn't work, read Karl Marx's work. And you'll find out how the world is not screwed together. Damn it, I'm sick again. Ugh. Oh, disgusting. I got sick again. Hey, these ticks. Alright, who else wants? Cease found. Get back here so I can hit you with my pickaxe. I've just turned into an axe, to be honest. So
a pickaxe you just turned into an axe.
Yeah, I sharpened it.
Why would you even need to call it a pickaxe?
Well, because it's still technically a pickaxe. But I just hammered one end of it flat, you know, the wide end that you used to hack away, like kind of the spade end. I flattened that and turned it into just a normal axe head. It increased the damage.
That is perhaps the most redundant thing I've ever heard of.
It's a pickaxe axe. And can I use this ski sword? Yes, I can. How does a ski sword look? Because I've gotten a couple of these, but I've never been able to wield one. Because they've always been too high level. Okay, this looks silly, but I kinda like it.
The Chinese sword or what?
No, a ski sword.
Ski sword?
Yes.
What?
You know, a ski. You know those things you stand on to.
Yeah, I know. I know what a ski.
Yeah,
The
it's one
reason
of
I'm
those.
confused is hard any able that being intended as a sword.
Well, somebody broke it in half and stuck the pointy end on a stick.
But
Yeah,
isn't skis made out of wood in
these are
that
made out
area?
of fiberglass.
Which is still not good for.
No, but you can put spikes on it.
Fucking. Somebody stop those madman designs, please.
Well, I
They're
even got a
giving me a
drum that's a
headache.
hammer, and a guitar that's a sword. And I'm really looking forward to being able to use those things because they're amazing. I know I should finish this quest and kill the molemen later because they drop some nice items that I can turn into black titanium.
No.
How do I get in here?
Painting. No, painting. It's just line art.
Ah, this is the elevator. Messenian? Yep. Observation level. I think I need to go to the observation level.
What happened? What happened?
I'm doing a quest and I can't hear what. I think there's somebody talking.
In the background?
Well, I think the quest giver
Or
is saying stuff.
my side? What?
Oh, I pressed the wrong button. And I think the NPC was complaining
Or
at
are
me.
you talking about another player who is?
No, I'm pretty sure it's a robot. Like, that worked for some raiders at one point, and the game seemed to be frozen.
Oh, I think I know the question you're talking.
Yeah, the game crashed.
Ah, fudge. It's not the second crash you've had.
Well, I've had a crash while creating my character, then I've had
Yeah, you had it.
2 disconnects, I think. And this is my second crash, then, I believe. If we look apart from all of the crashes every single time I've closed down the game, because the game cannot quit the desktop without crashing. Which is
Oh yeah, that was true.
yeah, which is one thing that they apparently addressed in the latest update. Like this is like, yeah, we tried to fix a thing that caused the game to crash every time you try to quit the desktop. Which is just like that is probably the
Done.
yeah, it's just like, well, it's closing down anyway, so why? Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
responding.
But again, it's still bloody annoying.
Yep,
So, I can understand why they try and fix it.
close the program. Yeah, this is after. Well, I got an achievement a little earlier saying you have explored Appalachia, or wherever this is, for 24 hours now, so I got a crash after about an hour of character creation while mucking around with the camera setting for taking a selfie in the game, because kind of understandable, because that changes a lot of settings all the time when you shift between different filters and shit. And now after 24 hours I've gotten my first crash.
Which is actually not too bad.
No.
I mean, it's not optimal, but it's not as bad as some people put it to be.
Yeah, I recently found out that apparently Spore used to crash like really often.
Oh yes. Spore was infuriating in how often it crashed.
I've never owned that game. I've only played it at friends' place, so it's just...
But trust me on that one, that Spore was absolutely infuriating to play. Because, I mean, it's a great game, things considered, but
I'm sure the mods today made it even better. I'm sure the modding community has made it even better, because I'm pretty sure there's a pretty big modding community for that game. Although some people say that mods inherently make that game, like make you overpowered in that game, which to me just indicates that the mod makers really don't know what balancing means.
Well, a lot of mod makers don't No,
What just happened?
I mean that was one of the first things I learned about Oblivion mods. Yeah, modding, which I learned from Oblivion because I'm fucking old. Played that game back in 2008.
You ain't got
It's 10
nothing on
years
me. I used to play fucking Diablo and XCOM.
But the thing is that Oblivion mods were absolutely horrible. Because a lot of people just made the mods heck up, meaning that also made the mods for endgame content, meaning that as I played in the early game, yeah, I pretty much broke the game every time. But there was that one time where I literally broke the game.
I've heard horror stories of somebody making a sword that had super long range. And what is going on? Yeah, there's shooting going on. Oh, there's a bunch of Scorched here. And a bunch of Mr. Handys. And I've heard of horror stories of somebody making a sword with like infinite range or something for that game. And then some attack happened in the town, and an NPC picked it up, and apparently it had cleave or something. So it just ended up just slaughtering, like killing everyone in town with a single swing, including the player because some NPC picked it up.
That's not a horror fun. I mean, it's a horror story for in-game perspective. Who cares about it?
Well, I got it. I think I got it. Let's see what. Yep, I've gotten a guitar sword that I can actually wield now.
Hooray!
It plays a riff with every swing.
Fuck. Is it a guitar sword or something?
Yes, it's a guitar sword. It's a giant radar guitar.
No, they've really taken this. Oh, what's the face? Kingdom Hearts.
I don't know. I'm thinking this is more inspired by the Duff Warrior.
What now?
The Duff Warrior. The guy in the red jumpsuit in the latest Mad Max movie that played the flaming guitar.
Ah, yeah.
Fun story, that entire rig
Did he
was
have a
actually
name?
fun. Yeah, he was called the Duff Warrior. He was the one who coordinated the attack because they used the fires and the sound that he made to direct them, because you can't really hear orders being shouted over all the engines roaring. But you can see a bunch of flame being spewed from that dude, and you can definitely hear that rig. Fun story was, the director, I can't remember what his name was, but he insisted that that rig was fully functional.
Yeah. As in, they used no CGI.
No, they used CGI, but it was mostly to add fire effects and stuff like that. But pretty much every crash in that entire movie was for real. They used a bit of CGI for the background effects and stuff like that, but otherwise it was all practical effects.
I loved it. That movie was one of the best movies I've ever seen.
It's amazing.
Hmm?
I mean, it pretty much makes Road Warrior obsolete because that was just a giant chase scene, and this is again just a giant chase scene, but it looks so much better.
Well, this movie was also just a giant chase scene.
Yeah.
But,
The biggest issue I
I've
have
never
with it
seen-
is that they didn't get Mel Gibson back. And there is this technology called deepfake that it's supposed to be used to create pornography and basically put in celebrities' faces over actors in a pornographic movie. But apparently, yeah.
That's hilarious.
and apparently this technology is actually rather convincing. So I've considered getting a program like that just so I can put in Mel Gibson's face over Tom Hardy's face in Fury Road, just to make it a perfect movie.
Fucking hell.
It would make the movie so much better. Because that movie was written for an old Mad Max. It was just, that was what it was made for. It was like a last hurrah for Mad Max. Instead they just
Indeed.
get some...
Because, as far as I understand, Mad Max is the same character throughout all the movies.
Yeah.
And
Wait.
just being this lonesome, or whatever you could call him.
He's essentially the man with no name. And why don't I have those items anymore?
But yeah, as far as I understood, he was pretty much the same character throughout all the movies.
I have lost the quest items I picked up.
What the hell? How?
I think the fact that I died made me drop them, but I picked them up all the scrap that I dropped.
Or
Do you drop quest items upon death?
that'd be a first. Bethesda games has always been very careful about quest items.
Yeah.
Because you know that main priority have usually been ensure quest stability. There's nothing worse in RPG than a quest being broken.
Yeah. Damn you, dick! Okay, that is a bit glitchy. I'm having a massive like visual glitch right now where basically it's like a mosaic censoring on some areas. And I don't understand why.
Because the game likes mosaic.
Don't know. They even make creepy sounds! I don't like this, I don't like these, I don't like these! These are disgusting, these are disgusting. Why did they have to add these things in the game?
Because gameplay?
They're just small annoying things.
What creature is it?
It's a tick, it's a giant tick! How do they even get that much... Yeah, how do they even get that much blood in them?
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Remember when you talked about dangerous creatures in the wasteland of Denmark if in a Fallout-like setting?
Yeah, the swan was our main contender at that point.
Yeah. And I thought because that's the biggest one of the biggest animals in Denmark. Aggressive.
Yeah.
But the tick might also be on that list if ticks become dangerous in the Fallout setting.
Yeah, they're pretty big.
Not to mention that Denmark's most dangerous animal in real life, a tick. Just the creature we fear the most isn't a wolf. It isn't a fox. It isn't a badger. It isn't a bear. No, it's a tick, because we don't have any of those other animals.
Wolves are coming back.
Yeah, but they are not technically properly dangerous.
No, as long as you just don't run away from them, they won't attack you. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they're only dangerous to stupid people and people who really just can't keep their cool.
Yeah. Not to mention they generally avoid. Honestly, sharks have killed more people than wolves on a global basis.
And sharks ain't exactly that dangerous.
Exactly. Cows have killed more people than sharks. Which just gives an idea of how little of a threat wolves are. I mean, I understand the people that get worried about oh no, they hunt our children perspective, because that's just basic, parental instincts.
Yeah.
But even then, it would be more worthy to address it rather than try and kill the wolves, because the wolves are pretty rare animals on Earth right now.
And yet they're one of the most
so-
common enemies in video games.
Yeah, and they're one of the rarest rarest. Why did I say enemies? Not even an enemy on Earth. But they're one of the rarest creatures on Earth.
Heck, they're more likely to be an ally in real life than they're out to be an enemy.
Yeah.
Just show your dominance, they'll respect you, and but that's why humans tamed wolves to make dogs.
Yeah. I hate dogs, but I can definitely respect wolves though.
This is almost the same bloody thing. Just one is more likely to slobber over you, and the other one's more likely to run away.
I mean, normally, yeah, I would just say that my fear of wolves of dogs is irrational. But also, from a Terry Pratchett, I can actually put some words into what I'm thinking when it comes to being afraid of wolves. Yeah, dogs rather than wolves. And it's basically to do with the human element of it.
Hmm.
Because dogs are more similar to humans than wolves.
Huh.
Therefore, the human element of unpredictability is also in the dogs. Which I know is bullshit, but it's just how my mind sees it. So I kind of like that concept because it makes a lot of sense. Okay, I've actually managed to. Great.
This super mutant had a plasma grenade,
Impressive.
yet he threw a molly at me.
He had a plasma grenade and he threw a Molotov.
Yes.
Well, that really just goes to show how little a threat the mutant can.
Then again, it kind of makes sense seeing as I was rushing towards him, so he might not have wanted to blow his own ass up with an energy weapon.
Yeah, and as we all know, mutants.
Yeah, they're perfectly sane creatures who would never do anything to endanger themselves. And let's not
Never,
mention the
ever.
suicide mutants.
Not like there is an entire cast of them literally killing themselves.
Yeah, just... Okay, does this thing actually deal more damage than what I have right now? Nope, it does not. But... I wonder if it has any good mods on it. Oh, it doesn't. I wonder if it has any good material on it. Nah, I passed those up. I'm over encumbered anyway, might as well. Going back and forth on whether or not I should pick up a pipe weapon. Sure, picking up everything. I really should set up a camp somewhere.
Yeah, you're really sure.
Problem is, I'm kind of hesitant to do that before I have somebody to play with. Hint, hint, get this damn game. It's awesome.
I'm sorry, I just can't afford it.
I've also heard that they're gonna add loot boxes, and apparently people are freaking out over microtransactions in this game. But honestly, like, I kind of have a bit of confidence in their ability to handle microtransactions just on account of the way the atom point system is based. Ow!
I mean,
Okay, I
if you
couldn't
are
fall.
confident in it, or what?
Yeah, because the atom point system is actually pretty good. Like, sure, you gain a... I don't think you gain quite enough atom points. But it kind of works, because the atom points, you can earn them through gameplay. It takes a little while, but they just kind of accumulate by just doing normal things.
And that's usually the problem when it comes to most those games. As in, whenever they add a method of gaining valuta, it's not through normal activities, or through, well, not abnormal activities, but I'm sure you understand what I'm
Well,
getting at.
the ways that I can really remember of getting these atom points is killing things, gathering wood.
Well, that's pretty mundane.
Yeah, gathering wood, which you need for cooking, boiling water, and scrapping items with copper in it. Okay, that's just my carb.
Lower outlet water than the up. There we go. And then the eyes, I think I'll paint in the other program. Will be.
Did I pick up some blackberries I can eat? With this color? That was not what I clicked, but okay. One nice thing about this game is that it's impossible to save scum in it.
Possible to what?
You can't just quick save this game and just go in and do something stupid. So it promotes a slightly more careful approach to everything.
Yeah, because you can't be gung-ho like can be in Destiny.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's my favorite thing about Destiny is just how much you can throw caution at the wind.
Yeah, the law literally states that we're immortal, like we'll just come back.
I made a mistake.
Like, as long as our ghost is safely hidden away in whatever pocket dimension it lives in, we can't die.
Yeah.
And even then, ghosts are bloody durable. Like, it seems
Yeah.
like every single
As in
enemy. Yeah, when we die, every enemy just starts attacking them, and it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, they're more durable than the Guardians themselves.
Pretty much.
Although it's assumed that they're made out of the same Traveler made. The Traveler,
Yeah.
as far as I understand, the Traveler is pretty much indestructible.
Well, it has been destroyed, but
Yeah.
based on the fact that it still retains its shape despite its size and its present, like its vicinity to Earth, indicates that it is damn durable.
Yeah.
Because really, if it was made out of any known material, it would collapse under its own weight.
Yeah. Okay. I think I've actually managed to do this line off with it. Oh, it's not possible. Oops.
I know there's another ghoul somewhere around here. Come on, show yourself.
That's it. Okay. I think I actually have to get the helmet slot. Let's see. That's another advantage. Currently, I've done a very roundabout method piece of art. Basically, I started with, what's the word? I started with drawing a sketch in one program. Then I exported that sketch, and then I made a line art in another program.
Oh, that surprised me.
And the other program is a vector program, so I can literally the size to any size I want it to be. So if I wanted to export it as a 10,000 by 20,000 image size, I could.
Right, next step, paint it onto the side of a skyscraper.
Well, yeah, that's the point of vector graphic. Literally, that's actually the point of vector graphics. Well, not painting on skyscrapers specifically, but
Why can't I know I picked these up early on the stream. Usually, why do I not have these? Yeah, but of course they aren't anywhere in the inventory. Huh, this fusion core is almost full actually. I think fusion cores waste, or maybe it's a perk I have. This fusion cores only weigh 3 pounds now instead of the normal 4. I'm pretty sure they're weighed in Fallout 4.
weighs only 3.
Yeah, they only weigh 3 pounds. I'm pretty sure they weigh 4
What
pounds
now?
in Fallout 4. I really should find my stash so I can put these new pieces of power armor away. So I actually got a torso piece for a raider armor. Now I just need some legs and a helmet. And I'll have a full suit of power armor. I should probably check in the shop so I can sell some of all this medicine I picked up. Yeah, down at Flatwoods again. I don't know there's a vendor down there.
Alright, so let's see. This.
Oh, I gotta say, there's a perk that I'm kind of looking forward to getting in this game.
Yeah.
Because when you have it equipped, it prevents mutations from both being acquired and removed. Which means,
yeah, you mentioned that one.
yeah. Because it just seems like I kind of just want to use it to get like all the mutations.
Freaking mutant.
Well, specifically I want to get the carnivore because that means that I don't actually have to cook the meat that I get from animals. I can just kill an animal and just eat the meat straight up and not get any negatives from it. But yeah, I mean, they finally made a Fallout game where you can play as a mutant. I'm gonna take advantage of that. There's also a perk you can take that means that all your friends, the negative side of their mutations get lessened. Because there's a whole bunch of charisma-based perks around mutations and how they affect your friends.
Let's see. Anyway, I'll likely disconnect very soon because guests have arrived and all that.
Fair enough. Ah, damn it, now I'm gonna have to actually start thinking of things to say without anybody to respond to and stuff. Come on. Come on, mole rat. I know you're here. You know you're gonna spring up behind me. Don't. Ah, damn. They're everywhere. Oh, I can one-shot these things with my axe.
Great.
Even the big ones. No reason to pick up the meat since I can't eat it right now. It's gonna be a while till I remove my rats, so it's gonna be a while till I can lose mutations. Nailed it. Yeah, melee really is just the best option against mole rats, because there's no reason to try and outrange them, because they'll just teleport close to you. No, we need to steal scraps. No. Crud. You also have stuff? Yeah, you also have stuff.
Well, I'll be leaving
Bye.
right about now, actually. So
Talk some other time.
yeah, and have a nice stream. And I hope that the few people that watch will find it mildly entertaining.
Yeah, that's
Easy.
generally the hope, although I don't really make it for them. Just screw them. I just do this because I find it funny.
Way to go, way to go. Saying that on stream.
Yeah. Like, any of you watching,
Oh.
I'm not doing this for you, I'm doing this for me. Which is why I don't care about being demonetized.
God's sake.
Oh,
Oh. Later.
yeah, talk later. Alright, getting back to Flatwoods, selling all my stuff. Don't know if I'm gonna end the stream soon. I'm streaming for 2.5 hours now. Probably should. Let's see how long. Should probably. There we go. Call's closed down now. Let's check it. Yeah, everything's still going just fine. Good. Yeah, everything's all right. I just wish this gun had more rounds in it. Just 18 round for that giant drum. That just ain't right. I am looking forward to getting a proper cowboy build gun. Level 30 for a single action revolver. I mean, I know it was level 30 enemy that I killed for it, so kinda makes sense. Kinda makes sense. But still. I just want to get back to Overseer's Camp. I need to scrap one of those. Can I be bothered? No, it's not showing my alert. Okay, what happened with that second shot? Yeah, hopefully I can get a good mod for the double-barreled shotgun. It's a bit annoying that I have to basically get a whole bunch of them to be able to modify it. Eh. It'll work out, I guess. Something food loss for parasite. Yeah, that's nothing. It doesn't tick very often, so it's just a couple of extra snacks, which should really move over the. Should stay away from the roads because on the roads I get a lot of meat, but I need the fruit right now. So I wonder if I can eat those. It's gonna give me way more rats. Oh boy. Crap. Wait, this doesn't seem to be entirely working. Go away. Go away. Go away. Fine. Go away. Go. You go. You get a few shots. There we go. I just wanted a bit of fruit. Just wanted to pick up some berries. I'm not very good at this whole foraging thing. I'm way better at hunting an animal than picking up that. Hell, it actually does cause quite a bit of food loss. Good. Yeah. From things around the same level as yourself, you don't really take that much damage. As soon as you get up in the level 60 enemies, then you just get torn apart so quickly. This was when I met that super mutant merchant, who I could have bought some marine armor from, but it seemed unnecessary. Okay, I'm a bit close to these guys for the shotguns, but come on. There we go. I've regenerated a lot of ammunition on this trip. Should pick up a shotgun action. Yeah, why not? Maybe there's some mods I haven't done. I'm hoping there might be some optics for it. That could be kinda cool, getting some new optics. Screwdriver so I can screw the optics. References. Where? Welcome to a small town shootout. Here we go. Come on. Yeah, yeah. Might not be that much of a deadeye, but I can hit targets at times. Should have grabbed 10 more rounds. Can't sell them, so they're not freaking that bad. Right, kill scores with the rifle. Get some atom points. Nah, why not? Maybe I can get some like pistol. Yeah. Again, hoping to get some mods out of it. And the screen goes red to indicate like, oh, you're taking damage. Ow! The game is actually pretty good at telling me, oh, you're getting hurt from different sides, and it's great at telling me that kind of stuff. Way better than Destiny. They do not inform you at all when you take damage, which is a problem in PvP. In PvP, like, time to kill is kind of long, but time to die is real short. Same issue as Battlefield 5 has it, supposedly. Awesome. But in this game, time to die is high. Nope. Stop. And it's really good at telling you that you're taking damage. Like that whole combat session there, like people were sneaking up on me and actually getting good shots in on me, but I was never unawares of where they were. As soon as they started attacking me, I knew which direction they were coming from, because the game just told me, oh yeah, they're over there. It's just instant. Never had an issue there. Good. It's part of the reason why I say this game feels good to play. This just feels way better to play than Destiny. Well, except for the movement. Movement in Destiny is absolutely amazing. Shouldn't act that go. Oh, so this also counts as a pistol. Huh. That's intriguing. Oh, it's up there. Nah, can't be bothered. got the key. Sickle and Tempo. Because I can't dog food. Good. Wonder if I can actually even eat that right now. I mean, that could be a good reason to cure my rats and potentially also my mutations, just to get rid of herbivore. Security baton. Yeah, I think I know what it is. Security baton. Ah, no. Technical data. Very much so. Cloth. I keep picking it up thinking, oh yeah, that's some good stuff, but kind of isn't. It's not worth much. Rat bandana. Back when I find that thing to be one of mine now, so it's an apparel. Should be yep, typewriter and desk mat. Those contain screws, so they're valuable. You know, no. Follow I would pick up all the clipboards because wood was such a valuable resource when building settlements. Now, it's still a valuable resource for cooking, but first off, I'm not building settlements yet, so it's not that important for me to get it. And it's everywhere, because we can harvest it from trees now. I hope that was my stomach growling. And that thing's floating. I wonder if I can bump into it to make it fall down. Yep, that works. Let's staunch. Toolbox. Let's see what's in here. Don't need the screwdrivers. Should have some soon. Doesn't give me food. Blanco mac and cheese gives me a bit, but not much. Can't dog food. I think it reduces it quite significantly. Funnel cake. And I eat funnel cake. Gumdrops. I'll have some gumdrops. Crisps. Damn it, I'm so reliant on... There's too much rats for the... There's not enough benefit to that. I'm gonna have to take rat away soon. This keeps going. Because herbivore is really damning. You can't get any of the good food if you have herbivore, because all the good food is well, meat based. We're getting close. Always vigilant. What was that about? Yeah, I should actually go do that thing. I think I've had a few shootouts here. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of scorched up there. The lead. Slowly trundling along. Yeah, I'm gonna have a big cure session when I get back to the Overseer's camp. I think I'm also gonna have leave for a little bit so I can Hello there. So, look deep Belgium. I'm sorry, I don't know what look deep Belgium means. Sorry. But hey, thanks for showing up. Sorry if I don't check the chat quite that often. Okay, where are you? I saw you pop up quickly on my... Where are you? I saw something red. Red is dead, yellow be milk. So where's the red? I think he escaped my wrath. Bit of a shame. I could have used the experience. Yeah, I acknowledge chat, but whatever, I'm looking over there, which really isn't often enough. Hope you like the stream, by the way. Damn it. Need to find some berries. Bit of a waste. Come here. Give me that experience. Flowers? I don't need flowers. Berries, I need something to eat. I really don't like the herbivore mutation. It limits what I can eat too much. I really need to look up what the ratio actually is for food in the game that is food, like meat-based and what's plant-based. I'm pretty sure there are way more items in the game that is affected by, well, that get nerfed by having the herbivore mutation than there is food items that gets affected by the carnivore mutation. Well, at least it feels that way. Also, it's harder to find the berries because they don't jump out at you and try and eat you, so it's harder to notice when they're around. A viewer from Belgium. I think I know where Belgium is, but I can't place it on a map. Jeez, I don't even know if Belgium is a city or a country. Pretty sure it's a country. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not a geography major. I don't even know what kind of towns are in my local area. I'm not exactly bad at navigating, but yeah, I just can't read a map. Well, actually I can find these maps to be rather easy to read, but pity for the... actually I quite like the game. I was one of the few people who actually wanted this game to happen originally. Yeah. Funny story, I played Fallout 4 for like... I have more than 1,000 hours in Fallout 4, and at one point I reached a stage where the only thing left in the game for me was just building settlements, because I've completed every single damn quest except for the main storyline, which I just didn't care for. So all I really wanted was just to build settlements with my friends in the game. So I kind of wanted a... Oh, I need to take some... How long will this take? But basically, I just wanted to build settlements with my friends in an online version of the game, and they made this, so... How long until vanish? Parasites. Okay, that lasted a bit longer than I thought. I thought it only lasted about an hour. Definitely need to take some. Sure. Yeah, my only problem with this game is that everybody hates it. So there's a significant risk that... There's a significant risk that the servers will get shut down. But I really hope for private servers so everyone can just set up their own server and invite people on, it'll probably limit the game quite significantly because it'll limit the game to whoever's hosting the server's internet connection. And yeah, that can get a bit annoying potentially. High-level player with some nice equipment. But yeah. I find this game to be really basic. This is another issue with this being multiplayer. We can't use NPCs that are in use, and that's actually a nice paint job. I wonder if that's just a weapon, armor modification, or if that's like specifically a Brotherhood of Steel type deal. Like, I don't know if it's a purchase paint job, it's a weapon mod. This is another thing this game does really well. Pouches. Like, I can see that his leather arm here is pocketed because I can see the pouches on him. That was one thing I remember people were saying about Fall that was a bit annoying. Like, a lot of weapon mods just didn't do anything. But yeah, of course I'm on PC. I have this game modded a bit. Like, greetings. Now let me trade. I still just have the 200 cubes. Right, don't need it. I want to keep all the weaponry, because ski sword. It's not worth selling it. I want to sell all the drugs, because I never take them. What packs those? Climax. Yeah, this is the part of the game that I can spend a long time on just buying and selling. It's probably not the most interesting thing to see, but it's an integral part of all Fallout games. Fallout New Vegas, I had this player home where I basically had a giant collection of every single item in it, just because it came originally with like marked containers, so there's like one for small arms, one for heavy weapons and all that kind of stuff. So I just made it a mission to collect everything. Nah, I think salt. Dude, really don't need that. Salt flour. It's not enough. Yeah. I play these games for way too long, usually, so. So, what weapons do you have? Baseball bat. I could modify that to be pretty good. Here, combat helmet. No, too high level. Let it. I wonder if this is something that other guy sold. I am tempted to buy this just to have it when I get to level 45. Wait, weightless. It does not count for the chameleon mutation. That's interesting. It's I don't think it's worth it, but it's interesting. No. Notes. I probably have some. No. Is he selling? No. No. Right, time to scrap some of all these weapons I've picked up. I think he was just over scrapping some stuff. Find some modifications so I can find it easy to scrap them with the right things in here. Hunting rifle. Don't need. But yeah, I just sell those into the future because I have all the modifications, it looks like. Right, so these, there's a reason to. Yeah, still get mods for those. How about this? Doesn't look like it. This is the one that's most broken. What do I get? Go those sights. Nice. Get anything for these? Stabilized barrel. And I think that's it. Some sort. Nothing. Alright, there we go. Yeah, dumb trash can. Now I can just sell these weapons. They're not worth much. Plasma grenade? I don't use explosives enough. Well, don't want to sell that. It's too good. Sturdy metal. Again. Sturdy metal right now. Not really worth it. Oh wait, I forgot. I want to pick up all these things with screws in them. Screws are really damn valuable. This is a good little run. Like, you can just run down to this place from the overseer's camp in the beginning of the game. Just pick up about everything. Is that a pacifist? I think that's a guaranteed spawn there. So it's a nice looking outfit. It doesn't really have any stats on it, and you can equip it over everything else. Yeah, just nice little outfit you can get early on. Copper. Want those. 'Cause I heard somebody say that apparently he had a few issues with the game. Like, he got to a point where he couldn't repair his stuff because he didn't have enough aluminum, so yeah, bit of a shame. Also heard people running out of ammunition for their weapons, but I just don't see it. Like, especially not like when you kill a lot of Scorch, you get a lot of ammunition off them. Might not be for all those nice fancy weapons, but you get quite a bit of ammunition. Alright, I'm starting losing max one. When I'm just running along and not actually focusing on keeping it up, it doesn't matter, because I never get up there. I'm paying attention to it. Come on, pull out the axe. There we go. There might be more rats up here. Alright. Ah, there we go. There's always some small animals up on this road. That's why I think that moving through the forest is actually safer than moving through the roads, because it's always on the road that all the random encounters are located, so... Ah, come on, I know you're up there somewhere. I think that's a flare up there. Almost back at camp, and then I'm gonna take some bloody rat away. And really hope I lose the herbivore mutation. The herbivore mutation is just... its upside just do not outweigh its downside. If I want to be able to eat the meat. Otherwise there's not much point in looting half the things I kill. Almost back at base camp. Just gotta drag my sorry butt just a slight bit further. Ah, Vince 80. Ah, one of those nice glitches where I get slightly more action point to work with. I'm really sure. Some naked dude in leather. It even looks like it's black leather. Sexy. Time to get rid of some of these mutations. Diluted first. Cover from healing factors. Oh, that did make me get hungry quicker. Herbivore mutation gone. There we go. That is enough for me. I am now satisfied. So let's see what I can do. Modify. What can we do? Standard sight. Wait, I can put reflex sights on it? Damn. And glow sights. Oh, glow sights don't look very nice, but it... Glow sights standard? Standard. Better focus and sighted accuracy. It seems like glow sights is just a straight downgrade. So, don't really want that. Standard long barrel. Ah, that makes it look like a soda pump from Team Fortress 2. It actually has most of the mods in it. Just need receivers. And different stocks. Should put a long barrel on it. Superior range, standard, better range. It will make it heavier. Wait, that increases accuracy? That just straight up upgrades it. It makes it lighter and more accurate. It seems like a glitch, but okay. I don't mind. I like short barrels on my shotguns. Single action roller. Anything you do here? Nah. Ivory grip. Wait, why isn't ivory grip made out of fiberglass? Also, it's just improved recoil and hipfire. Oh, hipfire accuracy, that can be good. But recoil isn't an issue. Its fire rate isn't high enough for it to be something I would care about. Well, in any case, I'm gonna put some of the guitars. Okay, I need to stop that. Scrapping all my junk. A lot of good stuff there. Now I need to store all my junk. Puts me down a bit in weight. Go away. Okay, so what do you need to repair this? Some steel, some wood, and some adhesive. Not too bad. What does this thing need? Bit of aluminium, springs, adhesive, and steel. No screws. Pretty good. Kinda rather use this than the pump action, because pump action animation just doesn't look that good. Repair this thing. Copper adhesive, wood, and steel. Yeah. Almost no damage to that, so no point. Can't use that yet, so... Oh, wait, I repaired the wrong one. Damn it. That was stupid of me. Are you scrapping this thing? What can I messed up there. Stabilize stuff. Huh. Livestock stabilize stuff. Superior recon. No, that's not as good. Yeah, this thing just... love the look of double barrel. Well, it might just be my love for the super shotgun from Doom 2. I'm not really sure about the look. No. With my current outfit, it just doesn't really go with my current outfit. But then again, it kind of does. It's going away for the time being. Although, I'm gonna use the sharp pickaxe from now on instead of the sharp. No, we're gonna use the guitar sword instead of the sharp pickaxe. That's what I want to say. So, this thing. See to change. Gets replaced. Oh yeah. Oh boy, I need some food. I need to... yeah, I need to scrap some items. I don't like doing it through this, but yeah. Scrap the pickaxe. Let's do it. Yeah, sure. Don't get any mods for it though. Alright. So, I've been streaming for 3 hours now. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this is intimidating. Not quite a shish kebab, but there's a certain style to this. Yeah. Yeah. So we've had a bit of a run around. All the way up here. There's a bunch of stuff over here. Down to probably about here or something. Just a couple of the way up here. Yeah, this is basically the place where... yeah, that's all the place we've been today. I think I'm gonna... I don't know if I'm gonna stream any more today, but... yeah. Definitely taking a break, because I need a drink now. So... until next time, I've been Maven. Have a good one.